Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Most importantly, happy Monday. It is a chilly and slightly cloudy Monday here in Hawaii. Kind of a dark day, surprisingly. I guess by chilly, it's 75 degrees, but when it's usually 85 degrees at this point, 75 is kind of a pleasant little bit cooler, and lots of rain, which my goodness, we certainly need the rain here. So glad for it, but just be working by light today. So how are you? How's your Monday starting off, and where in the world are you? Would love to hear more about it. Today I am really wanting to go live to talk about something really important, and that is motivation. Especially on a Monday, thinking, Motivation Mondays and such. I'm going to type that in. Just realized that. Just realizing that sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to stay motivated. Some days you're really pumped up, especially when you first get started on something, and it feels great to just go and, that whole reward system of, yeah, I'm starting this new thing and it's really exciting. But some days you're just tired and things are crazy. You have a cold that's been sticking around for 3 weeks. Maybe the neighbor's kid is having a tantrum again, your own kid is struggling, you're about to move cross country again. Whatever you're facing, sometimes it can be really hard to just continuously stay motivated. So I wrote down 5 things that I do to help me stay motivated, and hopefully by sharing these, it can help you out as well. So, because taking notes to help me stay a little bit more focused here. The first thing I do is use a daily planner and or a journal. So just about every single morning and every single night, I write in a planner. I've used several different kinds of planners. I'm trying a new one most recently, but starting the day and ending the day, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, with that same consistent routine really, really helps. Sitting down with a cup of coffee in the morning, maybe a cup of tea at night, and going through and writing in a journal, writing out your goals for the day in the morning, your wins for the day at night. And even if you're moving or in a different place, this is incredibly helpful to keep rooted in a bit of a routine, especially if your life doesn't really have a routine like mine does. And in the past month, with traveling to Fiji and then coming back to Hawaii and then getting married and going on a honeymoon, coming back and now moving again, all of these transitionings happening within a couple of months, having this key rooted routine really helped me stay motivated. If you're popping on, please say hey. Would love to know who's here watching with me live. So daily planners and journaling. The other piece about journaling is you can write what is going well for you, write about things you're excited about, things that you're motivated about, and what you're up to. So that's the first one. So I'll type that in here. Daily writing. The second one is YouTube, motivational videos. When you really, really, really just aren't feeling it, we have this wonderful resource of the internet and with YouTube that I have pulled up here. And you can just type in the search bar or even Google motivational videos, motivational playlists, and look for a speech or a song, something that really gets you pumped up. There are tons of great motivational speeches and playlists on YouTube that even if you're just feeling exhausted and you don't want to do it, they can really, really get you pumped up, get the blood firing, kind of like that adrenaline rush that you need to talk yourself into doing something. So that's the second thing I really, really, really recommend. I'll type that in here. Okay, perfect. So yeah, a motivational video, something, a song, maybe looking at that dream house. Some people talk about dream boards, but just having that external voice give you a bit of a pep talk, a bit of a pump up. Sometimes we can be really good at giving ourselves those, and sometimes we need a little extra help. And with the internet, we've got that ready for us. So the third thing, this is one that I'm going to work on specifically today that I'm really excited about, is doing 15-minute sprints of work. So this is something that I did a lot last week as well that I found to be crucial. If you've ever been waiting for some really big news or in the middle of a crazy transition with a lot going on, it can be really hard to stay focused. You know, how can you sit here and write this report for a client or finish this homework piece or fill out this data when you could be looking at houses of where you're going to be moving next, or you could be browsing wedding dresses or something exciting like that if you're going through any of those transitions. And that's why I started doing these focused 15-minute sprints. So I'd go through, and from my morning journal, from the first tip, I would find 3 main goals. And when it was just so crazy I couldn't figure out what to focus on, I'd set a timer for 15 minutes and say, no matter what, I'm just going to focus on working on this specific project for that 15 minutes. You can motivate yourself to do anything and focus on anything for 15 minutes, I'm sure. And if you can't, you should probably work on that, which is something I'm doing because it can be tempting. There's so many distractions. It's a muscle we have to exercise. So the 15-minute sprints is huge, to just sit down and say, okay, for this 15 minutes, I'm just going to write this stuff. The alarm goes off, you can take a break. You can go do whatever you want for, another 15 minutes. Come back, start 15-minute sprints. Ideally, this will be longer, but when things are a little bit crazy, sometimes you just have to break it down into small steps like that and take it minute by minute. The next one The fourth way of keeping motivated is walking. Yes, going for a walk. On a rainy day like today, sometimes that can be a little bit of a challenge. Might just do it anyways. We've got umbrellas and rain jackets. But going for a walk is huge. It's all the stimulation that you get from just paying attention to what's around you. And I have dogs and live in an apartment, so walking is kind of a frequent occurrence for us currently. But going for a walk with looking around and seeing what's around you and breathing fresh air, getting out of your office, getting out of your home. I used to do this in different offices I'd work. Just go walk around the block or walk to a Starbucks. Changing your scenery really can make a huge difference in getting you pumped up and ready to go. And the adrenaline you get, the extra heartbeats, maybe a little bit of sweat, it's just like a good cup of coffee. It really, really gets you going and can help clear your mind. And if you're really hung up on something or really frustrated by it, I found a good walk can really help clear your mind of that and help you get re-motivated and refocused. Sometimes I'll just take the dogs for a walk when I've had a particularly stressful call or receive some bad news or some good news, or I'm frustrated because Facebook is crashing or Business Manager just updated and I have to redo all my videos. And I'll just take the dogs for a walk and plan on, hey, I'm not going to come home until I've sorted through this frustration and I'm positive again. And it works every single time. So I highly recommend it. If you're just really struggling, go for a walk. And then fifth, I know I'm typing these all out here for you, but if you want to know what they actually mean, you got to kind of watch the video and learn more. But the fifth piece is reading. So if you follow me on my personal page at all, my personal profile rather, you might have noticed that I challenge myself each year to read about a book a week. Last year it ended up averaging about 2 a week. This year so far, I'm doing a little bit better than 2 a week, but not quite 1 a week. And I notice a huge difference. When I am frequently reading every day, 15 minutes at lunchtime or listening to an audiobook when I'm cooking, something like that, I notice a huge difference in my motivation. You hear stories of people that have overcome obstacles or been incredibly successful at something. You learn more about a topic that's incredibly motivational, whether it's, a purely fiction story to get lost in someone else's life for a little while, a nonfiction to help you develop a skill, or my personal favorite, historical fiction, and hearing stories about people who had real life challenges that they overcame and grew to be successful, or learn a lesson through someone else's life. Reading is so, so powerful, and it always works for me. I went through the last couple of months with all these transitions. I definitely have dropped the ball on the reading, and I've noticed a huge difference in my motivation. And in the last couple of weeks, I started reading again, and it's made a huge difference, including spurring my motivation to come live here and talk to you about motivation. So I'll type that in here. Reading. So if you've watched here towards the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And I'm really hoping that some of these tips can help you and keep you going. As always, would love to meet you and have a virtual coffee, and you can talk to me more about some of the things that keep you motivated or anything business. I'm going to go ahead and just paste this in here for a virtual coffee. Or if we're in the same town, would love to schedule a real coffee with you. Anywho, hope you have a wonderful Monday, a wonderful rest of your day, and a great week. Thanks so much.